Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for joining the live chat viewers. Can you hear me? Thank you for responding with yes. I am back after a gap of a few weeks. We could not connect through a live chat recently because I have been traveling and tonight I am in a position to talk to you because internet connection so far is stable. I have the time. So I thought of hosting a live chat. Thank you for joining. Let me welcome the participants. Then, big news from Tigray. Simon Tesfaye is the first viewer who commented. Simon has long been a regular participant in live chats. He contributes a lot, writes comments, and participates in almost each and every live chat. Simon says, good morning. Warm welcome to you, Simon. Then we have Backfoot. He says, hello, Sajid. Nice to see a live chat at this time of the day for the Ethiopian audience. Well, where I am now, it's 11 p.m. here. So I think in Ethiopia, time now would be around 7. In Pakistan, it's around 9. And when I set the timing of the live chat, I have to cater to the needs of all the viewers because my views and news is watched across the world, Africa, Europe, America, little bit in Asia, especially in Middle East, people watch. All have different time zones. So one time schedule cannot satisfy everyone. We have Tisfai Hogos. Is it not lightful? He's saying. Well, I cannot decrease the light. That I'll have to just turn it off. ELNJ has joined from Turkey. It says hello, Sajid from Turkey. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Viewers are not just from Ethiopia. By the way, I don't earn a penny from Ethiopia. Why? Because YouTube ads are not allowed in Ethiopia. So audience is from Ethiopia, 30-40% maybe, but I don't get any money from Ethiopia. But I think that Ethiopian government is depriving its people from a source of earning. I mean, Ethiopian government should talk to YouTube authorities, should sign the agreement with them so that Ethiopian YouTubers can earn money too. If you are in Ethiopia and you have an Ethiopia based YouTube account, YouTube channel, and your audience is also from Ethiopia, you won't be able to earn any money. Why is Ethiopian government depriving Ethiopian YouTubers from this money? I don't need. I what I'm earning is enough for me. But YouTube has huge potential, which should be used by the Ethiopian youths. Ethiopian government should, I think, engage YouTube on this issue. We have a Scarface. He says hello. Beniam says Debrecen has fled Tigray. One day you will say that. Well, I will say that if it happens. But the Bratzian did not flee Tigray during war. There were people, there were groups, especially in the Amhara region. YouTubers from Amhara, from Oromia, PP backed, they were claiming the Bratzian had fled Tigray during war. I was the one who said no, the Bratzian was in Tigray. And people were saying he had fled to Sudan. I said no, he was in Tigray. So my job is to ensure correct reporting. The Bratzian, Gitacho, Sadkan, Varede. If you remember, I said yesterday that none of them is a traitor. Whatever is between them, it's a power struggle. All of them love Tigray. They fought for Tigray. They risked their lives. They should sit at the table and solve their issues. We have Tiedo says, good evening, Sajid, Horn of Africa's very own political analyst. Your insights are always sharp and deeply appreciated. Thank you, Tiedo. Fair join too. Welcome, Fair. Ethio Mechanic says, do you think our government is weak for internal conflict? Are you talking about Ethiopian government or Tigray government? When it comes to, if you're talking about Ethiopian government, I think conflict suits the government. In some cases, this government of prosperity party fuels conflicts. It divides political parties. It tries to divide opposition. And when you block peaceful political means of expression, basically you pave the way for the birth of armed groups and extremist ideology. The government is denying political space to opposition parties, to the people of Ethiopia. Indirectly, it is responsible for armed conflicts, violent conflicts in the country. We have Omega Insights. He says, I would like to know how you developed an interest in Ethiopian politics. Well, I have answered this question so many times. I covered Tigray war. Before that, I covered Azerbaijan-Armenia war, Libyan civil war, Turkey-Syria war. So the war made me interested in the Horn of Africa, in Ethiopia. Abdi Farah says, you again with fake news. You see, I have not said a single word so far. And he's saying, you are back with the fake news. This is the problem, that he must be a die-hard TPLF supporter, blind TPLF supporter. These people have been blinded by narratives and by their loyalties. They don't want to listen to anything. And all day I read in comment section, people say, Sajid, you are a PP propagandist. PP paid you. Others say you are Eritrean propagandist. Some say you are TPLF propagandist. You are paid by this, paid by that. So I just tolerate. You people who criticize should know that integrity is more important than any other things. We should be honest. We should earn money from from honest financial means. Problem is that when someone disagrees with you, instead of using logic and reason to present your point, you start personal attacks against other person. Why? Because in Ethiopia, in Eritrea, impartial journalism is nowhere to be seen. YouTube channels, big news outlets, they are backed by one or the other party. I am fortunately free from the influence and from the uh, tactics of parties and groups. So it's difficult for people to digest it. They cannot digest it. That is why they just treat me the way they treat other YouTubers. Ray joined to Hagos Gebremescal here. Tika Misgabe says, you are a propagandist for those who paid you. You see, without having any evidence, he's saying you're paid by someone. This is the type of mentality I was talking about. Fair says, Sajid, few opposition party members work against the constitution of Ethiopia to destroy the nation, using the legal opposition party status as a cover. Yini Musica joined to welcome Yini as a member to Ethiopia. Well, if some opposition members do that, is it a justification to deny political space to opposition parties? What is the government for? What is police for? They are here to prosecute people who conspire, who use violent means, who use illegal means. This should not be justification to deny space to political parties and free media. We have Amano here. Welcome, Amano. Amano is also a member. Two members we have in tonight's live chat, Amano and Yin Musica. If you want to be a member, click the link given in description section of this video. By the way, there is not a single group or entity in Ethiopia and Eritrea which I have not criticized so far in the last 4 to 5 years. And there is not a single group in the Horn of Africa, the supporters of which have not criticized me of being paid by the other. I mean, I criticize Fano, TPLF, Ola, PP, PFDJ, Ethiopian Blue Revolution Front, EPF, uh, politicians in Amhara, politicians in Oromia. I remember I have done loads of videos questioning their policies, their decisions. Still, I am accused of being pro this or pro that. We have Birhane Tisfemariam here. Musa Muhammad says, I am the one who admires you. We are living in 21st century. Just analyze whatever your perspectives. Thank you, Musa Muhammad. Jafar Jamal joined too. Welcome, Jafar. Good to see you. Jafar is also a regular member of live chats, not a member. Lul Sagas Siga says, you're non-partisan for me. Go ahead. Thank you, Lul Sagat. Backfooter. Let me start with a brief live chat, just 10-minute long live chat. It seems TPLF has suffered a setback today in Tigray. Beatam joined to welcome Beatam. Go Biz. Beatam stays in touch with me through Gmail too. By the way, there are people who support groups in Ethiopia. Some support TPLF, others Fano, some support Ola. They contact me. They never hide their loyalties, but they don't mislead me. We hold very healthy discussions. They share information with me. They don't mislead me. They say, Sajid, this is what is happening, and we are sharing it with you. Now it's up to you to decide what to do. I never let them do agenda setting of the channel. There are some people, I would name them, I just like their attitude towards the channel, towards me, that though they support groups, but they believe in telling the truth and they wanted to be told on my views and views. Let me start with Solomon Walde here. Lilu joined. Welcome, Lilu, Solomon Walde, Jafar. Can I start with? We have spoken a lot on unrelated issues. Let me begin now. Nahom Media here. Nahom is saying, can you tell us the name of your source? You see, you should never ask the name of a source. Are you against my sources? Do you want to endanger their lives? What are you talking about? Sources are always kept secret. If we start disclosing their names, their identities, they'll be in danger. Their families will be in danger. What are you talking about? University of Abraha here. Ray says, have you spoken to Joar yet? No, I have not spoken to Joar. I never talked to him. Gamacho Gole here. Thank you, Gamacho. Gamacho says, I am just appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, Gamacho. Brian Epps, yeah, Beniam, I should tell the name of the source, address, phone number so that they can be tracked. Let me start first. Just give me a few minutes. TPLF today, I think, suffered a setback in Tigray. You know what happened 48 hours ago? Around 40, Alim joined to welcome Alim. You're not late. Welcome. Alim is a member too. You're not late. We're just starting. We're just starting, Alim. You're not late. Yes, Jafar, sources are viewers, not just viewers, but viewers too. Umay says, Sajid, don't read such a negative comments. Well, I read negative comments because I want to tell the people that I read their comments. When I mention negative comments in videos, why do I mention? Because I am telling the people who watch me that I take their comments seriously. I read them. I would like to respond to them. There should be constructive discussion in comment section between me and viewers and between viewers. But when people start leveling baseless allegations, then there is no possibility of constructive engagement. Engesham photo joined to welcome Wallo here, Salam Kidan. Let me start, viewers. I believe Dark Star joined too. He's also a group participant. I believe TPLF suffered a setback in southern Tigray. What happened there? 2 days ago in southern Tigray, a military operation was launched. Basically, military operation. So it was launched by police. And southern Tigray government was dismantled. By government, I mean southern Tigray government leaders. Hafto Kiros left his office. Zonal government stopped working. Security forces took control of zonal government office. Machio, Mehoni, in other towns of southern Tigray, military controlled government offices. It happened around 72 hours ago. And if you remember, I warned in advance when I saw military mobilization, which I confirmed. I did a video on that. And after a few hours of that video, operation began. It was being hoped that Tigray Ability and TPLF would just appoint new leadership and that Southern Tigray government has been dismantled. But this is not what happened in Southern Tigray today. By the way, TPLF publicly said a few weeks ago that it will replace the government in Southern Tigray. Debretsion said that. I did a video on that, I remember. But today, thousands of people took to the streets in Southern Tigray. In Mehoni, Machio, Churcher, thousands of people, women, elderly, youths, they took to the streets. Though there were deployment of armed men by the government to stop Or to prevent these protests, people refused to stay indoors. They came out, they took to the streets, they marched towards a regional government office. They took Hafto Kiros to the zonal government office, reportedly. Hafto Kiros entered Metio an hour ago, almost 2 hours ago. He was welcomed there by the people. He is back in office, reportedly. Security forces have been told to leave the offices. Negotiations were held. People told armed men who seized government offices to just leave the area. And they are departing reportedly. It's definitely a setback to the TPLF, which publicly said its leader, Debretsion, that Southern Tigray government will be replaced. How was it possible? It became possible because of the people. When thousands came out, it became difficult for military to confront them. Military was not in a position to open fire at them. And there were fears that TPF fighters from afar could also enter southern Tigray. So Tigray military, instead of confronting the protesters, chose to withdraw, and it retreated from government offices. Now, government offices back under the control of previous administration led by Hafto Kiros. We know that since Getacheo's removal from power in March, several local governments have been dismantled by TPLF and Tigray military in Adagrat, in Edigudam, in several other towns and cities. Pro-Getachew governments were dismantled by force. TPLF and Tigray military stormed government offices, and administrators appointed by Gita Choreda were fired. Two administrators were appointed there in recent months. But the stronghold of Getachew group is southern Tigray, where attempt to remove Haftokros government, it seems, is faced with a real challenge. Now, tomorrow is crucial. What will happen on Saturday? Will military and TPLF make another attempt to remove the government? Or will they allow Haftokros government to work? That remains to be seen. But today was the day of people of Raya. They showed unity. They were ready to risk their lives. They confronted security forces. Security forces withdrew. Let's see what happens tomorrow. It's definitely a setback for Tigray People Liberation Fund. By the way, TPLF has no right to rule Tigray single-handedly. I mean, this dismantlement of Soviet government was opposed by all parties in Tigray. Betona, Salsivugene, Arena, Tigray Independence Party, Semirat of Tigray, of Getachew, all issued statements. Jointly, they opposed military's operation to dismantle Haftokros government. So TPLF's political dominance in Tigray is being challenged. But TPLF has the support of top tier of Tigray military. Tigray military and TPLF. Will they strike again in southern Tigray? I think it's very likely. Simon says, is Gitacho the epitome of Bajos in modern Ethiopolitics? Well, if you ask me, uh, Gitacho shot himself in the foot. I don't see him as real face of change in Tigray. Now, Gitacho supporters won't like my comments, but uh, let me elaborate. When Gitacho was in power, he actually played in the hands of Sadkan and Abi. He became a tool in their hands. He thought that he was interim president and his term will be extended by Ethiopian PM. He should take over TPLF and he should establish governments on local level so that TPLF will gradually become insignificant. So he tried to take over TPLF, I believe. He tried to divide TPLF. He thought that just like Abiy was appointed in interim capacity in 2018, and then he just strengthened himself as the leader, and now he's in power the last 7 years. So he thought he can emulate the same model in Tigray. He made a blunder. I have been saying that for the last 1 year. His position is not new. Having said that, I'm not saying that he's a traitor. I don't see anyone as a traitor. Sadkan, Gitacho, uh, Debretsion, Varede, Johannes. None of them is a traitor. Problem is that they're fighting for power. And people are suffering because of this infighting. Wallo says an hour ago, Professor Kendea wrote that the Southern Tigray, Southeastern Region Administration were all removed. I don't know about Southeastern, but I told you about in Southern Tigray. Simon says, can TPLF successfully maneuver from a liberation movement to a legitimate party? Well, it has been a party. Problem is that this is how it has been run. Military and TPLF have been working together. They never allowed any opposition to establish itself in Tigray. And same is true on federal level to PP, not allowing anyone to establish the opposition. What did EPRDF do in 3 decades of their rule? They never allowed any strong opposition to emerge. Ashanafi Dubale joined. Welcome, Ashanafi. Will Tigray be a country? I'll do a video on that. Though I have done videos on this topic during war too, but I'll do a new video on that in coming days. Alim says the split in Fano about TPLF can get serious dangerous. Yeah, and it's not going to be easy for Fano to agree to create consensus on working with TPLF, especially before the solution of Volkayat issue. Abel says, last question. Abel says, how do you see elections happening? Who will compete in Tigray? Well, TPLF is not eligible. So without TPLF, if election is held, it will have no significance. 32 minutes have passed. I think we should end the live chat. It was good to be with you. I was missing your company. So we refreshed our engagement. Hopefully, I'll be back not tomorrow or day after tomorrow with the next live chat. In this session, I talked about TPLF's setback. It has suffered a setback in southern Tigray. Will TPLF and Tigray military strike again? Thank you, LM, for buying the super chat sticker. Tigray military and TPLF have suffered a setback. Basically, TPLF has suffered a setback. Military withdrew peacefully. It did not confront people. Now, will the two, TPLF and Tigray military, strike again against Hafta Cross government? That will be clear in coming hours, starting from tomorrow. Thank you for watching, viewers. Thank you for joining the live chat. Stay blessed. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.